Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Hebraica. Today I'm looking at a very interesting phrase and a very interesting concept as well. The Divine Council, Adat El, the assembly of God. El is, of course, the shorter version of Elohim. So, Adat El, what does that mean? And how does it work? And who's involved? Good questions. And we're going to turn to Psalm 82 for some answers. The phrase does appear in other places in the Bible, but we're going to use Psalm 82 for defining this particular scenario. It's very important because we as Christians recognize that God stands in judgment over everything, over the whole universe, and over us in particular. The good and evil in the world that will be judged. So it's a nice. It behooves us to understand how that is done. Mishmor le'Asaph, okay, the Psalm of Asaph. Asaph is one of the priestly families that they worked in the choir directors. Asaph means to gather things together, whether it be people together into a choir or songs together into a psaltery. So Mishmor, of course, is a psalm. We find this quite often with Mishmor David, but this one is Mishmor le'Asaph. And these kind of psalms were quite often very much related to service at the temple, service within Jerusalem. I call them intramural type psalms. In other words, the council, things happening in the presence of God here. So, Elohim nasev ba'adat el bekarev Elohim yeshfot. Now we have Elohim, El, and Elohim again, okay? The first one's translated with the uppercase, second one's translated with uppercase, very understood, this is God. The last one here, Elohim, is translated with the lowercase. So Elohim, this was other than the true God. Now, okay, good question. Who are these Elohim? Incidentally, I'm preparing this study because a good friend of mine, former student of mine, who's now a pastor, I have two brothers, Jose Luis Copul and Melchizedek Copul. They're both pastors in the Yucatan, and they, well, the older brother asked the question. So here's the answer. Well, how do we understand this particular passage? He says, oh, how do we understand Psalm 82, verse 1? So in a sense, this video is in preparation or answer to that question. I did send him a WhatsApp message explaining it, just a very brief explanation, but here's the bigger explanation of who are the Elohim, okay? How do we understand that? And we have to, incidentally, here you have Aleph, Aleph, Aleph. And here's the paleographic ancient original form of that particular letter, the Aleph here. You have Aleph here, Aleph here. So often when you have this kind of letter, El or Elohim, it's this is the face of an ox, okay, the head of an ox. These are the horns, okay. This is the face of the ox. His pointed nose this way, looking to the left apparently. And so when you see these tags on the Aleph here, think of them as the horns of an ox. In other words, symbol of power. Okay, the ox is a powerful animal. So when you see El like this, power. Okay, powerful one, supreme ones. This is often when you see this kind of thing together here. It's a symbol of power. And here are some of the definitions of Elohim. The one that goes the furthest, of course, is Elohim, God. Find it in Genesis 1:1. And it goes somewhere well over 2,000 times. Okay, I haven't been able to celebrate out the normal Elohim or the other Elohims from Elohim as God. It is a plural form. It's a plural of El, and it's Elohim, and but it's understood as singular. And we'll see this. One way of seeing this very clearly is this is used with singular verbs. Okay, Bereshit bara, that's a singular, third person singular verb there, and then Elohim. Even though the form is plural, the sense or the understanding is singular. Okay, there's just one God. Okay, Bereshit bara Elohim Hashemayim v'haaretz. Now, when you have other gods, you have Elohim Acharim, and this is the warning we find in the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other gods before me. It's Elohim Acharim, okay? Elohim Acharim, which is gods that are behind us, gods that are hidden behind us, or Acharim, who are false gods, who are other gods. Acharim, of course. And then when you see this kind of plural in reference to other gods, the translators will put in lowercase g right here to indicate that these are false gods. The true God's going to have a capitalized letter. The other ones are not. Okay, uppercase, lowercase. Uppercase is the true God. Lowercase, no, something else. So here, this should have been lowercase, but I had started with titles, so I put it in. Elohei Mishraim, the gods of Egypt, they also are lowercase gods. They're false gods. Elohim Tamutun, gods who die. Okay. Whoa, you'll find this in Psalm 82, verse 6 and 7. Starts out in verse 6 of Elohim, and verse 7 tells us what happens to those gods. So there are gods who can die, who happen to be men, who happen to be sharim, who happens to be princes. This happens, okay? Who's a god that's going to die? Well, human beings who consider themselves gods or are considered gods, they will die. Elohim compared to angels, Psalm 8 verse 5. We find a very interesting translation of this one because of the Septuagint, the Greek translation. Looked at Elohim here and said, those are angels. And this is a very important designation or understanding of it, because this is what the book of Hebrews would use in reference to our position before God. Okay, you have made us a little lower than the angels. Okay, so wow, this is showing the position of Christ in the universe and our place also in it. So compared to angels. Getting back to Psalm 82, verse 1, the Psalm of Asaph, okay, Psalm of the man who gathers people or gathers songs. Asaph, it's a very ancient, extensive. If you see it here, you're going to see it just singular, but it's in reference to an entire family. So, okay. So, Psalm of Asaph, God oversees in the council of God, in the midst of the gods, he holds judgment. Elohim Nasiv, Nisav, Be'adat El, Be'karev, Elohim Yeshvot. Okay. God is standing, he is overseeing, same root as we find in Ruth chapter 2 of the overseer, the young man that oversees the harvesters, same root, nun sadik bet, to oversee, to stand, to take place of authority and power. Okay, Nitzav Be'adat in the council, the assembly, in the first 5 chapters of the book of these are the assembly of Israel. Here it's gone a little bit further, assembly of God, okay? Ba'adat El, okay? The assembly of God, the council of God. Bekarev Elohim, among the gods. Now, Yeshvot, he judge, he holds judgment. Yeshvot is to judge. And this is a singular, so this is Elohim doing this judging, but he does it among the gods. Elohim here is translated with a lowercase here, gods. Who are these gods? We're going to look for the answer here in Psalm 82. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Selah, pause. Ad matai, tish vetu avel, u pene, Reshaim Tishau Shelah. Until how long? Okay, until how long? Tishvatu Avel, you will be judging the evil unjustly. You will judge evil. Fene Roshim Tishau, and you will lift your face to the evil ones. Okay, teshuah is to lift up. Now, in judgment, you either hold your face down, which you're not going to receive the people, or you lift up your face towards them, and you go, "Oh, okay. how long are you going to raise your face to the evil ones? How long are you going to allow the evil ones to get away with this sort of thing? So, show partiality. How long are you going to lift your face to the evil ones? How long are you going to allow them to get away with what they're doing? Give justice to the weak and to the fatherless. Maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. So we have three hortatory verbs going here: justice, maintaining the right, rescuing, and delivering. And we find them in shifatu, hatsidiku, paltu, and hitsalu. Okay, so they're all at the corners. So this is a chiastic structure. Wow, all the way across. So anyway, all the four verbs that are hortatory here are at the corners of the verse here. So shivatu dal, okay, in other words, judge in favor of the dal, the flat ones, the weak ones, the ones that are totally famished, so far so that they're flapping in the wind. Even the cows in Pharaoh's dream were this kind of shape. They were so thin, the wind would blow them away. So dal, this is a root meaning of the dalet here. That was the tent flap, and sometimes it gets so skinny you can hang out in the wind as a tent flap. So dal, shivatu dal, the weak or the flat ones. Yet Tom and the fatherless, Yana Resh and the afflicted and the destitute, Ana Rash, the afflicted, destitute, Hasidiku, make it righteous for them, maintain the right. Sidaku, Sadek is be it right. This is the judge, this is to be right. Paltu, rescue. Paltu means find a slippery way to go, or find a good way to go. Paltu, the needy, the hungry ones. Ebion, and the poverty struck the needy, the poverty. Ebion. I remember this one because one of the Christian sects after the church was established was the Ebionites, the poverty-stricken ones, based on this word here. Ebionim, okay, Ebionites. Ebionim, Meyad, from the hand, Reshaim, of the evil ones, Hasilu, help us out, deliver us, okay, Hasil. This is auxiliate, okay, Hasilu, help them out, help us out, deliver them. They have neither knowledge nor understanding. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. This is in general reference to those who wander around without any direction from God. So it's kind of, oh, wow, things are kind of falling apart here. Okay. Lo yadu, velo yibanu, behasheka, yit halaku, yimotul, mitul, kol moshede, Aretz. Okay. They don't know. Okay. They don't have any knowledge. Yadu is third person plural here. They don't know anything. Lo yabani, they aren't understanding. In other words, when you see ben, it means there's between two things. Okay, between two things, and they don't have an understanding between any two things. So yabanu, behashaka. Hoshik is darkness, but the condition of darkness, in other words, a dark, deep darkness, or hoshaka. You put a comets hey at the end of it, same as you would with Adam, Adama, and other words are built into the condition of something. Okay, so behashaka, in the condition of darkness. Yit, okay, this is hitpael. Halaku, they are walking. Okay? They are walking. Yit. This is a prefix form of two letters. Not that usual. They are walking. Mut, in other words, yematu, shaking, struck, okay? When the sun strikes us, we got sunstroke, but yematu, mot, same word, same mot you find in Psalm 121. So yematu, kol moshe de, all of the foundations of the earth. This is some other descriptive way of talking about earthquakes, and the Lord Jehovah is the one that has the power to induce earthquakes in this world. I said, you are gods, most of the sons of the Most High, all of you. Nevertheless, like men, you shall die and fall like one of the princes. Now, this is an affirmation here, and it's interesting. Every time you see a personal pronoun, ani, like this, you have to ask, who's saying this? And we can have possibly two answers, but we might have one answer that covers both of it. One of them is Asaph is saying this. Oh, I said you're gods, but it can also Asaph representing the Lord. I said you are gods, and here's something that is affirmed about these gods. They're men, okay? And here at the front here, Ani Amarti Elohim Atem, gods you are. Okay, that's you. All of you are gods. Okay. The Lord says to us, all of you are gods. However, something's going to happen to these gods. Okay. Ani Amarti Elohim Atem Ubenei Elyon, and you're sons of the Most High. Boy, you've got an important spot. You're up there close to the Most High. Okay. Kulachem, all of you. Okay. All of you. Yeah, all of you right here. Kulachem. However, okay, achem, nevertheless, now this is a chen word right here, means but yes, okay, yeah, yes, okay, achem, nevertheless, ke'adam, as a man, as any man, timotun, you're going to die, you shall die, even has an emphatic nun at the end of it, okay, so timotun, they're going to die, ke'ahad, just like one, Hashorim of the princes, tefalun, you will fall flat, okay? Third person plurals here, okay? Tifalu, nematul, this one has emphatic nun on the end. It's these are actually very, very similar verbs, but this one has got some emphasis to it. So, timotul, tun, tifolu, you fall flat and you will die, or you will die and you will fall flat. So, like one of the sharim, sarim, singular sar, plural sharim, prince or governor or king or whatever, powerful one. So the Elohim are the people who, well, consider themselves big, but the Lord most certainly allows those Elohim to die. Kumu, Kuma, arise, Elohim, arise, O God. Shifata haaretz, ki ata ti halal bekol goyim. Okay, arise, O God. Notice here that it's gone to a singular and uppercase indication of the true God. And the reason for this is, even though the form is still plural, in other words, we're looking at a plural form, but it is a noun that functions as a singular noun because the verbs here, shafata, and this pronoun here, ata, is singular, and this tinhal, these are singular verbs and a singular pronoun. So when these are singular, that means that Elohim has very much a singular sense, okay? And being singular, translated as singular, God, and it's also translated with uppercase as the true God. Kuma Elohim shifata haaretz ki ata tinhal bekol hagoyim. Arise, O God, judge the earth. That's where it is with the council of the El, Adat, El, Bekarev, Elohim. That is a place of judgment. The council of God among all of the peoples and the nations, it is a place that God judges us. And we must be very cognizant of that, knowing that for us to have the right of standing there, we have to do so. We will only be able to do so through the saving grace of our Lord and Savior. And Psalm 1 also mentions this counsel of God. And the evil ones can't stand, won't be able to stand. They're flat. But the ones who are righteous, the ones that God has chosen, we can stand, and we can do so because God has redeemed us. So I have a manuscript here of, and it allows us to see a few things in relationship of it's the whole thing. So it all fits in one little block right here. So Mishmor le'asaf. Taking a quick look at some of the things, and Shifatu and Sadiku, and so these are 4 hortatory verbs that are all have the same ending with surik, and then down to the earth was shaken, and then I am saying, gods you are, and Bnei Elyon, Kulcham, Chen, okay, nevertheless. Okay, so let's get into the reading. You'll take a quick look here. You have Raphe here on the top. That allows us to, helps a little bit in the reading actually, Raphe, and they will only come on top of consonants that aren't carrying a dagesh, okay? That's also another help there, like here, dalet. Okay, Mishmor le'asaf, Elohim nishva nishav be'adat el, Bekrev Elohim Yishvot. God is standing, representing, standing in the assembly of God, El, Adat El. Bekarev, in the middle of the gods, he judges. Ad matai tishfatu evel ki fane rashim teshau shela shefotu dal ve yatom ani resh ha zidiku palatu dal ve evion me yad rashim hasilu lo yadu ve lo yebenu behaseka yet halaku yebmotu kol moshade aretz ani amarti Elohim atem u bnei elyon kulcham achen ke adam timotun u be'ahad hashrim tiflu kuma Elohim shefat haaretz ki ehat ti nachal bekol hagoyim. You'll be inheriting all of the nations. So there it is, all in one package, and with a little practice, it is readable. And notice there's these words aren't real words; they're just simply spacers to fill out the end here. And this is Psalm 82, the entire psalm. It's a petition of Asaph, Mishmor le'asaf, to have the Lord make judgment on the earth and also include us and vindicate the poor and the needy in the world. So beautiful psalm, and most certainly we can live knowing that we live under the judgment of God. For those who are in tune with God, those who are following God, obeying God, it shouldn't bring us fear. But those who are outside of the will of God most certainly will come under judgment. So may God bless and may God strengthen you in this day until the next time.